Welcome back to the show. It's time for the papers now. Let's start off with the Daily Guide newspaper, and it has the picture of the new governor of the Bank of Ghana on its front page. So the Daily Guide newspaper there. Also, Baumia stopped at UMart and 8 drowned in Saboba. Those are the stories captured by the Daily Guide newspaper. The Ghanaian Times says political tagging must stop. Political tagging must stop, and I'm sure my guests on the show all have been tagged at some point in their lives, including myself. And at table with Traditional Council bans MP, pregnant woman, 7 others drowned in river, and Shai Osudoku Hospital inaugurated by President Mahama. So that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Daily Graphic says Kolebu boils again as senior staff give 48-hour ultimatum to management, and clash in Bolga leaves 1 dead. Factions in chieftaincy disputes cited. BNFT says new BOG governor must be independent. New BOG governor must be independent, and same for Financial Post. It says new BOG governor takes charge, and today says Kolebu senior staff stage protest. My final 2 papers for them. When the Finder says 48 cops act of misconduct in police service, 48 cops sacked, 70 others reprimanded. FPSO Kwame Nkrumah's problems not over. And Economy Times says venture capital seeks financial autonomy. So let me introduce my guest for the morning. My extreme right is a communications expert. We know her as Kathleen Adi. Kathleen, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right, then also we have Mr. Kwame Agboja. He's MP for Adaklu. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to your constituents. I'm sure you see.
Yes.
Yes. All right, then. And lawyer Gary Nimako, member of the New Patriotic Party as well. Gary, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning. You're looking nice this morning.
Thank you. I'm blessed.
Yes.
Highly favored. Sound like
my star is getting jealous on the other side.
Oh, he's patronizing me. You know we have. Yeah, he's patronizing. You know it's all right. So that's it. I want to start off with we'll talk about the clash in Bolga. But yesterday the Ghana Police Service met. There was a lot of security stories. You know, Met political party. You know, there were chairmen there. There was General Secretary of the NDC about security for presidential candidates and the vice, and then there was also another request made that perhaps that could be extended to party chairs and secretaries of the party. I want to start from you. The decision by Ghana Police Service to provide security, some would say, well, it's long overdue, but it's better late than never.
Absolutely, I agree. And then, of course, given the recent developments around, you know, private security and all of that, I think that is all in the right direction. Hopefully this builds confidence, you know, among the political party actors so that, you know, nobody feels that they have to protect themselves. I particularly like the bit about they get to choose from the service who they want. And I mean, for me, it's just, I guess, an act of goodwill. You know, it makes it easy for people to say, okay, of all the people in the police, at least I can have a bit of confidence in this one or this one, so let them be on my detail. I think it's a step in the right direction. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like the way you call Mr. Adaklu. That's fine. Thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished viewers, especially those in Adaklu. I'm glad to be on this platform. Well, provision of security for politicians. Is there any reason to believe, for instance, political party leaders under any threat from somebody else? When they are under threat, they're under threat internally. And historically, it's because of the nature of the way they run their political parties. I mean, I'm not choosing any political party over the other. Okay. So the threat is internal, and you're not going to be able to run away from the members of your party. Is this, I'm just trying to find out, is this sudden turn of provision of security to political leaders coming out of the fact that somebody illegitimately imported people ostensibly to train them to protect him? Hold on, we'll get there. If not, what is it? I mean, we have 2 leaving, how do you call it, a former president in this country, protected just by the police and other things, and they are quite fine. I am sure I have never seen any political party presidential candidate at a big function without the police protection before. In any case, how does a party chairman secretary's life appear to be in more danger than an MP? We make laws that people don't like, but put the issue of giving protection. Though how many party general secretaries,
how many
party chairmen have actually been killed in this country? MPs get attacked, get robbed every day. Bring the issue of giving them protection. The whole country thinks it's a waste of money. Okay. So I'm saying that no political party leader in this country is under any threat from anywhere apart from his own party. So if they deal with the miscreants in their own party, they will feel safe. So I don't see the point of giving them any. Guess what? So tomorrow you're going to say General Seydou Nketia should go and select who should protect him. So what, you're going to do a parade, or you should go and look for a party, the party member?
Applies to party chairman.
No, I'm saying that no. That in my statement I mentioned that this applies for but then in the meeting there was a suggestion that they should extend it to party chairman.
I don't think
and secretary.
Exactly. And in any case, why should maybe the political party running mate and this go and choose their own? Who are they going to choose? Anybody they choose, if you tell them to go and choose, they will be tagged as party police. So when they finish, assuming they don't win, will those people be brought back into Ghana police?
They will go back.
Exactly. So it's a slippery road.
Okay.
If we believe the Ghana police can do their job properly, then there's no need for you to tell them that they should go and choose who they want.
But well, if once a party, I'll come to you, Gary, in a bit, but once a party has a certain perception of the police service, and a party that has been in government before, right? And as a sign of, like, let me use Kathleen's words, goodwill of some sort, to build trust, so that the police can go on and do their work.
Is that the best practice in the world? Kathleen, is that the best practice in the world that, for instance, David Cameron, or how do you call it, Mr. Corbyn can decide to choose people who he is comfortable with? No, the state provides security. In any case, assuming they choose somebody and the person is not able to protect them, would they take responsibility for that? Okay,
all right, thank you. Kathleen, make a point and I'll come to Gary here.
Well, I mean, I think that given the current environment, you know, where political parties are complaining that they have a bit of a problem with the way the security agencies are going about their business, I mean, I hesitate to even mention BNI. I don't know if I'll be picked up. You know, it's not a healthy environment. No, gentlemen. It's not a healthy environment for us to be operating in. So if the police service hierarchy, please, if the police service hierarchy has seen it necessary to give this small gesture of goodwill so that everybody will feel comfortable with the service that they provide, I see absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Okay, but Kathleen, you also recognize the other side of it. So there could also be politics behind it. Sometimes you want to tag an institution as being, for instance, the police. It's not to say that every single person in the police service is, I mean, I'm wondering how they do that, is either for the government or against the opposition. Bridget, so, I mean, we've got to recognize that.
When this is a security issue, and so it's important that we get it right. Okay. You understand? Because it's a security issue, and security, like you said, if we get it wrong, it's a slippery slope to something else. Okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and a gesture of goodwill.
President Rawlings, after NDC lost election, his security details and every courtesy was removed. I mean, what happened? He survived. So I'm saying that if this is all about justifying the fact that Nana Akufo-Addo and NPP imported people into this country, you see, yes, because this is coming at the heel of them crying that he's not being protected. I'm saying that this is a knee-jerk reaction. The police should revive. I mean, look at this again. Nana Akufo-Addo's life is not in danger. And I'm saying that.
How do you know?
Because the threat that he's got is internal.
How do you know? Do you know how?
There's
one
moment. Kathleen. And then the thing you said that you don't know whether you'll be picked up. For God's sake, nobody's going to pick you up.
Really?
Nobody's going to pick you up. We have been in this country. We have been in this country when somebody went to just take pictures of
Mr. Daklu. Thank you very much.
So let's say that.
One moment, please. Both of you have had your moment. Thank you. No, Mr. Daklu. Thank you. Mr. Daklu. Thank you very much. There are times that not Kathleen. Don't worry. Please. Give me a moment, please. I will do that talking. Thank you very much. Thank you both. Thank you both very much. Gary, actually, I wanted to make up, but there are times that others have said we've had two NDC on the show, so let me just make that clear. All right, Gary, back to you about the provision, the gesture by the police service to sort of win the trust of all those who feel, somehow aggrieved or unsure about the state of the Ghana police.
Thank you very much, Bridget. You see, I've been very quiet, observing proceedings as it unfolds. And I find it very difficult to understand the position that Mr. Adapulu has taken.
It's Mr. Agbaja. I call you Agbaja. It's his constituency.
Kwame is fine with me.
Yeah, Kwame is fine. Yeah, Kwame is his constituency. Yes.
No, forget about it. Kwame is fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first question I asked myself when I heard of this news is that what is informing the decision of the police to take this path?
Okay.
And the second question I asked myself is that what are the best practices in the world as it pertains in an electionary campaign, whether in America or in the UK or other non-democracies, Western democracies. If you go to America, for instance, in the heat of the elections as they are in now,
Sure.
the Secret Service in America provides security for all the candidates. It does not matter whether the candidate is for the minority party or for a big party. You see, because one life of the citizen is as important as the president's life. And therefore, they give them protection to ensure that you go through the campaign without any hitch. If you have followed the American campaign, how it is going,
Sure.
it's very heated.
Very.
And if you look into the utterances of the main Republican contender, clearly you can see that it's not a small joke that you are doing now.
And this is even the primaries.
This is the primaries.
This is the primaries.
You see, these are the main
This
elections.
is not even, they are yet to elect their presidential candidates.
Now, let's bring it into our own system. What is happening in this country? Is it a case that some people feel that their life are threatened or being threatened? Is it a case that some people think that they need protection to go about their normal duties, freely? Let us not joke with one thing. When a candidate of a stature of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is moving around the country to campaign, to go around, you see, you cannot take away the fact that somebody can just do mischief, whether from within or from without.
Sure.
And therefore, we do not think that it is important for anybody to sit somewhere and say, well, maybe why are we giving the man protection? Because he has a threat from within. Now, whether the threat is from within or from outside the party, the critical element is that that person must be protected, his life must be protected to go through the processes so that we don't have any hitch throughout the campaign. Because, for instance, if maybe whilst going through the campaign process, God forbid, something happens to the candidate and it happens to be a criminal aspect of it, everything is going to be a rollback for the nation. And therefore, the police decides that, well, let's give them protection to go through their campaign so that at the end of the day, they come out freely, nobody can without any problem. I don't see the difficulty. In any event, President Mahama has a security detail that covers him every day wherever he goes.
As a president?
Yes. But you see, he's a president and at the same time a candidate for the NDC for the elections.
I mean, no doubts about it. But the security, mainly, he's a president.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, what deprives the opposition candidate who seeks to take over the power from him to be given equal protection? And don't forget, there's a major opposition party that come November 7th, after the elections. After the elections, Honorable will be sitting here, and we'll be sitting here, and then we will know that no other person has been declared the president than Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. It's very clear. The signs are on the wall. And therefore, we should not say that police, you see, sometimes the difficulty I have is that people sometimes sit down and say the police is NDC, the police is MPP, the police is because of the behavior.
But it's because of political party commentaries.
You see?
It is because of political party commentaries.
The point that we must be very clear of in this country, and I've always maintained this point, that let's live our lives or let's run the country in a way that sometimes it is immaterial how or who is even in power. If the police is being very professional and they are being neutral, if the fact that the IGP is appointed by the president does not mean that upon the appointment he must, be doing everything to appease the president. The man must do everything to ensure that he is working for Ghanaians and our security and our safety. My only difficulty is maybe the cost involved. But that notwithstanding, I don't think that we can equate, somebody's life to cost.
Okay.
On Honorable's matter about MPs being given security, when Honorable J.B. Dankwa died, in my reflective mood, I said, so these MPs who are also, in Parliament,
sure.
We have ministers, deputy ministers being given security detail. Why are the MPs also giving security detail? I'm asking myself the same question. You see, and I think that the MPs themselves, they must also speak. Sure. Civil society must speak. But the manner that they must speak must not be antagonistic to show that, why is it that this one has that we don't have? It's like you have 3 children, and you buy cake for one person, you buy another one, you don't buy cake for them, buy toffee, and then they say, Daddy, why did you give this one cake and not give me this? You see, the manner in which they would themselves will make their statement, but public will understand that, look, the MPs too, they need security, and it's a fact. Because if you go to the MPs in their houses, how they are being chased for money, it's not easy. Every morning you go there, and I'm telling you because I am more or less associated to some of the MPs, and you go, people are chasing, they are in front of their buildings, in front of their houses, looking for money. Well, some of them too, obviously, if they are going through some contact with other people, they might think that, well, the only way to remove this man maybe is through other means other than normal contests.
Okay, all right.
So I think that by and large, the lives of individuals in this country, whether candidates of the presidential candidates or anybody, is important, and therefore they should be protected. Let's go to the elections in peace, so that by November 7th, we can bring in a better president to run the system for all of us.
All right.
That is all that we are saying.
But by extending it to secretaries and chairmen.
Well, I think that the secretaries and chairmen, the party itself can take care of them.
Okay.
Because we have our own internal security.
Okay.
Which deals with those matters. So I think I don't think that unless maybe there are special circumstances to warrant that.
Okay.
If there are not, I do not think that we should extend the courtesy or to the. But if there are certain exigencies which warrant that, for instance, if there's a potential threat on their lives.
But that's different. That could be like different, contextualized.
Yes.
I mean, if it's happening,
then
you
should be
can go
given
ahead
protection.
and
that's why it does not matter. It does not matter, But if it is in fact a certain exigency to that, look, this MP or this chairman or the general secretary is going through some challenge.
Their own actions would dictate.
And they have the right to report to the police, and the police obviously will give you protection. You remember recently when I also complained to the police about my difficulty with a state case, they gave me protection.
Okay.
So that one, the police will do that.
All right.
They will do that.
Thank you. Just a quick comment, and then
yes, I think that the Ghana police does do a very good job, and I agree that case by case basis, they can provide security. But I am against the blanket provision of security for the sake of you are a presidential candidate. What of the guy contesting me? So myself and my NPP counterpart in Adaklu as well need protection because we are going to go into contest. Where would it end?
So in that context too, I think you make a lot of sense there. But we'll have to move on to another story captured by the Ghanaian Times newspaper here, and says here, political tagging must stop. Now the Daily Graphic also has a story that says that politics killing National Sanitation Day. So we're just tying those two together, but we'll start off with the political tagging must stop, and that story is on page 4 of the paper. And I'll just read 2 paragraphs of that. It says, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra, Most Reverend Charles Palmer Buckle, has expressed worry about the branding of individuals who speak on development issues in the country as belonging to one political party or the other. Now, according to the Archbishop, anybody who commented on any development issue was tagged as being an NDC or NPP supporter and was making a lot of experts and knowledgeable individuals shy away from contributing to the development agenda of the country. We've always known this, and a lot of people, I'm told, in the universities, for instance, doctors or professors are unable to comment on issues because as soon as they make the analysis, whether it's on the economy or on something that has been done and whether it's fitting to our agenda, they are tagged as they belonging. If it goes in favor of the government, oh, don't mind, he's an NDC man. If it goes against, oh, don't mind, hey, she's an NPP person. I mean, that's got to stop. But where do we have to start from you, the parties?
This is a very serious matter. You see, we have sat on the fringes for a long time and observed proceedings and observed things as they unfold. You have people who are in good positions in this country.
Sure.
Some of them not necessarily politicians. They are bishops, they are economists, they are this, they are that. Now, if you go to ancient Greece, or what we call Rome, politics as it evolved was built by the church. The church was actively involved in the political, discourse of the nation. That built Rome. So the church itself was an integral part of the state. All right? Now, how do you delink the church from development agenda? It's impossible, because people attend the church. The same citizens who are in the nation, who are members of political parties, are also part of the church. When things go wrong, it affects them. Why can't they speak out their mind? Why can't the church leaders speak their mind? Why can't the people who are in positions of trust speak their mind? But when you speak your mind in this country, they send the sharp teeth to come and insult you, to come and attack you.
Yeah, but I mean, you're guilty of it. That's in the party.
It is a matter that it cuts here. It's a double-edged sword. It cuts here and it cuts here. You see, and therefore it makes certain people decide that they will not speak at all, and they'll keep quiet, and that is killing this country. You see, and I can tell you, people of trust, some of them, they talk to us in private, and they tell you, look, the way things are going is not good. They want to contribute to national development, but because of these insults, because of this tagging, they'll keep quiet. Now, how do you build a nation like that? That a politician can say, if you want to come and talk about ABCD, remove your whatever dress or remove your whatever, and come and join as a political address. That means that what you are simply saying is that only politicians must contribute to national development, and that is impossible. It's impossible.
Well, how do you? I'll come to you in a bit, but just my last question to you: how do you say that you love the country so much that because you bitter, you also not speak out? That's also another thing. You really don't love the country enough, because you've got to speak out against it and be tad.
But you see, let me tell you something. Do you know there are people who, if they had allowed themselves to come even into governance structure, this nation would have been better off than we are now. But you see, sometimes the vilification and the insults, they just prefer that you sit back quietly in the comfort of their homes. They made everything for themselves in life. But the politician, especially my brothers on the other side, the politician, they will insult you and say, look, you are MPP, you are NDC, you are this, you are this, you are that. Okay. The difficulty we are getting now is that, look, I think that matters of national development, we should refrain from tagging people. Let them speak their mind. Why? If the man is an NDC or BP or PFP, he can't speak his mind on the nation. Is he not a Ghanaian?
And all right, thank you very much. And by way of information, Gary Nimako is actually defending Niama Ashite, who is the what's it called, Clote constituency. Well, the current MP. Constituency, and he came for you because he didn't want to be, influenced because he's with NPP, and he's defending an NDC man. But you are professional as a lawyer. That's just it, right? Now I'm trying to say, in that position, you are in that situation as well, right?
Well, that is correct. But
yes.
When I just by the way, when I pick up the case,
yes,
I had this guy. What is his name? Kofi, your organizer,
Adams.
Kofi Adams, and John Lawson.
Yeah.
Go on the radio to be shouting, why? MPP man, what does he know about our party? Go, we don't have general secretary.
No, I get, but you're being professional.
Go and look into your own party matters.
No, I just wanted you to know. I mean, the sort of circle that he finds himself in a certain box. All right, thank you very much. So, Kathleen, I'll come. You'll be the last one on this.
Bridget, I don't even know how you can bring up this topic without referring to
what he just said.
With the attack from Mr. Kwame right now,
Kathleen,
simply because I have an opinion and I speak my mind,
Kathleen,
means that I have.
Yes, please. I will let you speak. Right. Yesterday we had Kasisi Wiki. We had Michael Kwe Jr. and then Felix Fosukwachi. And Kasisi was probably hitting Michael Kwe. And he said, he's not neutral, he's also NDC. So yesterday we had, according to him, we had to. So I'm saying that you're not alone in this. But that's how it starts.
It's just, serendipitous that the issue comes up at the same time when I have been attacked right here on this set just a few minutes ago by my honorable friend here,
MP
Yes, who says
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm one way or the other because I speak my mind? It's wrong. You should not do that.
Okay.
I can have an opinion. If my opinion does not coincide with your opinion, it does not make my opinion wrong.
Okay.
Neither does it make my opinion
Right.
No.
Oh,
It doesn't automatically mean that I'm this way or that way.
Okay.
Besides, there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a political side in this country.
Sure.
Let's not get to a point where it's almost an accusation, like you've
It's wrong
committed
to
a
even
crime. It's, but you belong to that party. Is it a crime? It's not a crime. We must create an environment for people to speak freely. As you said, all this tagging has meant that great people who could actually bring on their services for our country to develop have had to sit back because the tagging is unnecessary. And I know it's a psychological game, actually. It's an attempt to put you in a particular corner, to gag you, to make it difficult for you to speak your mind because you're always weighing. So instead of weighing in terms of what is right and what is wrong, now you have to weigh in terms of what is right, what is wrong, what this person will say and what that person will say. It's too much weighing, and then it makes people quiet.
Okay.
That's not good for our development.
Okay, all right. And on that, I mean, I mentioned that, we're looking at two things, that people speak their minds and they are tagged us. And I put the point to him that what is wrong with even being tagged and still going ahead and making it and being proven right? Then the people who don't speak, don't love the country.
There's nothing wrong with it. That's why it's a psychological game, because it's a way of attempting to gag you. And most of the time, it will come from those who don't want the truth to be heard, who feel that once the truth comes out, they might look bad. Okay. So I think that if you attempt to tag people, it actually makes you look very suspect, because it makes it look like you know that whatever the person might say might go against you, and so you are preempting the issue by painting the person so that the person would tone down in order not to offend you. It's a wrong. We should stop it.
Right. Then the National Sanitation Day is supposed to be like beautiful thing for all of us to partake, but now it's seen as a government thing. If we support, if it goes well, it's the government that will take the credit for it. But that's also another way of tagging.
For me, as a communications professional, something like this is the way you sell it to the people. Do you understand? It is the way you sell it to the people.
How should they sell this?
Well, you must. You see, it's not. You must take the trouble to ensure that people buy into things. You understand? It is not everything, every single step that a human being takes that the law must prescribe. You understand? There are ethical. There are ethical reasons for which we do things. There are moral reasons for our existence. For something like this, I think that you must go to the trouble to ensure that, to ask yourself, what do I have to do to get the ordinary citizens to buy into this program? That is the best way to get the best results. It's a lot of hard work, but if you do it right and you bring everybody on board and people don't feel like you are trying to get a political sort of gain out of the exercise. More people, who doesn't want a clean environment? Okay. But nobody wants to do it in a politicized atmosphere. You get what I mean? Sure. So if you sell it as something that is, national in character, and then you don't try and score a political point, in some indirect way.
There have been accusations, and there are points that sometimes they even distribute like party T-shirts.
It's and then you'll be surprised if people don't want to participate. It shouldn't surprise you if people don't want to participate. You see, sometimes if you overdo things, you rather put people off. Okay. If you overdo the politicking and the partying, you rather put people off.
But it's not too late, because we really need this.
Well,
I mean, that 2016 people are dying. There's cholera. There's other
people need
diseases.
To do it willingly and happily. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah.
All right then, Mr. Adaku, the same. We'll start off with the political stop.
Mr. Adaku, you owe me an apology.
Is Kwame Agboja?
Mr.
His constituency is Adaku. But I think it should have been Mr. Adaku. It's not so nice.
Mr. Adaku, you should just be nice. Give me a nice apology. That would be nice.
The name rather sounds nice.
I know, right? Kwame Agboja.
I'll take it.
You take it. I think
your conscience has been personified.
I know. It's Kwame Agboja. But your constituency is so beautiful. Anyway, stop giving people political tags.
Campaign for you on
stop giving people political tags, and of course, I think I just want a quick comment.
Yeah. Well, I think you said something. I think I agree with my colleague Gary.
Yeah.
Gary has got some interesting clients though.
Absolutely.
He's got Binim there. He's got.
Oh no! We can't be mentioning. Oh no!
Oh, I'm looking for more clients for him.
Okay.
You
want clients for him?
No, you should be careful, because you see, I saw you may be veering into an area of touting.
Yes.
Which offends our
what if
code of
I did
conduct.
it without your knowledge?
Don't do that. Don't
Okay,
do that.
don't pay- just don't pay me for
we are
a
the
point.
public. We are the
Okay.
public,
All right,
public
thank
space.
you.
Don't make any language.
Well,
Thank
with
you.
regards-
Make your point.
Okay, with regards my colleague here,
Sure.
and I must say she's looking gorgeous as well.
Yes,
this morning.
thank you very much.
The comment I made about this one was that when I said that I know police were asked to arrest people who were trying to take pictures of what's the name?
Mahindra.
No, there's some picture Hotel Kufuor in the past,
Sure.
and she says they were not arrested. I knew people who, I mean, it became a famous thing. One shot, other things. Well, the police were asked to go and arrest them, and we saw what happened there. And you said, but let's leave it there. Oh, well, you see, I don't have a problem, and in fact, I don't even believe my pastor is apolitical in Ghana. It is the pretense.
Okay.
That is the problem. The guy is a die-hard political affiliate one way or the other, but pretends he or she is not, so that when she says or he says something, we should accept it of being neutral. You don't have to be neutral to make sense in this country. When you make sense, you make sense, whether you are NPP or you are NDC. So people shouldn't be afraid of that. Then let's get down to the point. The clergy, like my brother said, where would this country have been without the church? Half of the schools we attended were founded by the church. Some of the health facilities in remote areas were established and managed by churches.
Sure.
So they don't have to be quiet about these things. The problem starts this way. When, for instance, there's a pastor in this country who will never attend any state function just because he doesn't like the face of a political party, but can find time to go and hide in somebody's house dealing with an internal issue of a party. Then you ask yourself, is this person being genuine are people supposed to be,
It's not everybody who wants to be out there.
it
doesn't mean that
for instance,
maybe that issue, like you said, hold on, please. I'll deal with it. Maybe that issue, if it comes out, for instance, has dire consequences. So why not? There are people who do things underground because not for the praise. There are people who do it because they want to end people's praise, and others don't.
So NPP are having their internal problem. It has become so important that a big pastor found time to go and sit in a former president how to deal with it so that the country doesn't collapse, but will not find time even to attend any state function till today. And even yesterday, even this week, I found time to join another ex-president to commission. I don't have problem. I'm just saying that those sorts of pastors should just say that we are politicians. We will still respect you for your views. Okay. You will not be arrested in anything. That's what I'm saying. You see, my brother said something. He said everybody have the right to speak his mind without fear or favor.
Sure.
I am sure Adakabre deserves that. I am sure you deserve that. And everybody deserves that. I don't think anybody, my pastor, your pastor, anybody's imam, is under any threat of being... Look, if somebody says that, I predict it will rain today, and you label him NDC or MPP, and he rains, what has that got to do with his party? The point is, when people deliberately hide behind their cloaks and then pretend to listen, and then look, there are pastors who are founding members of political parties in this country. We know about that. But that doesn't take away anything. That is his belief. There are linguists who have been part of forming parties. In fact, if you check the branches, some of the people who actually are patrons of some political parties might be even traditional rulers. Okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I'm coming to you, Kathleen. I'll come to Gary, but I want to come to Kathleen now. That there's a certain, some also believe there's a certain hypocrisy, right, on the part of those who do that. And that is why and also the environment that we find ourselves. We have a fledgling democracy. We are not there yet. I mean, this morning I was following the news and people that were being interviewed says, look, I have been a Republican all my life. I've been a Democrat all my life. It doesn't mean, but we're still Americans. We still believe in the same ideals. It's because we haven't gotten there yet. That's why we need people who can be apolitical.
Well, first of all, it does not lie with anyone else to decide whether somebody wants to work in the context of a political party or not. You don't decide that for anybody. Just because I have an opinion does not mean that it's a political opinion. But that shouldn't mean that I shouldn't have a political view on things. You understand?
Sure.
We must be able to operate without all this putting in boxes. Leave people to be free to decide whether today they want to be a political actor or tomorrow they want to talk as a citizen of Ghana, which they have every right to. You cannot take that right away from people and insist that they have to make a certain declaration, a certain political declaration before when they speak their mind, it's allowed or it's fair. People must just be free to speak. It's a God-given and constitution-given right of every Ghanaian to speak their mind. You don't determine whether you need to build a box and stand on a particular color before you can. Before when you speak your mind, you're credible.
So in other words,
wrong. And as far as tagging and why people want to stay away from, because there has been victimization in the past. Because there are stories of people being victimized when they come out as this way or that way, and that is why in order to preserve their sanity and their economic activity and their security, people choose to rather not say. I think that people not choosing to say is actually a problem.
That's the point I'm making. That you should love this country enough.
No, it's not a matter of loving this country. You can love this country enough, but it doesn't mean that because you love your country, you must open yourself to attack. Okay. Neither does it mean that because you love your country, your economic activity must be destroyed. Okay. You see what I mean? Right. So you have a balancing act. You have a family to take care of, and so you find a middle ground. And if that means that you want to speak your mind without necessarily declaring a political color, I think that the country that we live in right now, you should be free to do so.
I'll come to Gary, and then you will have the last word.
I think that,
Gary, yes, same about do you think there's a certain hypocrisy, or we've got to manage it because it's a fledgling democracy?
You see, I think that what we must all understand that as human beings, we are political animals.
Yeah.
There's politics.
I love politics.
There's politics
by the way.
in our homes, how we manage our families. There's politics in the churches.
Sure.
There's politics in every institution. There's politics at the bar association. There's politics in the clergy. There's everywhere. Now, the bottom line, which you must all understand, is that the very persons who, for some reason, are having difficulties in their political parties or having problems some way, somehow, they also attend churches. They attend the mosque as Muslims. They attend whatever, maybe a Buddhist. They have a belief. So if for some reason, maybe the person is a Buddhist or is a Christian or maybe is a Muslim, and then certain elements in the party where that, oh, maybe this person has respect for this person who is of this magnitude or this stature, let's invite him or her to be as part of be in a meeting to resolve a problem. Does that make that person who has been invited part of the party?
For instance,
it is not.
Let me give you an example. I mean, Otabil, for instance, has been tagged as NDC. Professor Emmanuel, NPP, Professor Emmanuel Asante, chairman of the Peace Council, has been tagged as NDC. So it's a problem that is there that must be solved.
That is why I'm saying
I'm going to ask both of you. I know you don't take the decision.
Let me start by saying that, you see, the mere fact that you invite Professor Mensa Otabil, Dr. Mensa Otabil to a meeting which is a conglomeration of NPP members, does not make him an NPP member. Sure. Why? The mere fact that I'm doing a matter for a state, does it make me an NDC member? It is no. You see, so the fact that somebody is part of a system to resolve a problem doesn't make the person a part of the system. So this sort of tagging is making people stifle their freedom of speech. They will not talk. Okay. Because see, if every day, Bridget, sure, you are being insulted in the press. All right, you open the TV station, they are insulting you. Your wife is sitting there listening. Your children are listening. They say, look, you know what, Daddy, ignore all this and keep quiet. And the person is a human being. You will shut up.
Okay.
You understand?
Right. So the question to both of you, you haven't had a word. I would let you talk. But the question I want to ask, I mean, for instance, who in NDC currently, if the NPP wins, would work with them? I mean, would your party even consider that? That right there is a problem, right?
Who in
NDC would you like to serve in your government if you win?
Oh, but you know they are. You know that they are fine men and women in NDC. You see, but the power of appointment lies with the flag bearer.
I know, but I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
You see, the point I'm saying, there are fine men and women in the NDC.
In every party.
Nobody can sit here and say that NDC is made up of people who are more or less are nobody. No, we can't say that.
Thank you.
There are fine men and women who are there.
But it's hard to actually pick somebody because they ascribe to a certain ideals.
It is because that sometimes, even when you even appoint them, their party will say they will not allow them to serve in the government.
The same
for the simple reason that they might think that taking them away you are more or less buying their conscience.
Okay.
You know, that's the difficulty we are finding in this country. There is no middle ground.
Okay. I know
See,
that.
but you know, Kufuor did a very fine thing when he was president. Kufuor brought Papa Kwesi Nkrumah, all right, into his government.
Papa Kwesi Nkrumah actually holds a different. He said the first term. He said the first term of NPP when this is Papa Kwesi Nkrumah's Dr. Papa. He said the first term of NPP when they wanted to be a government, they invited. But the second time when they wanted to be NPP. So in other words, he himself has a problem with it. So, and then the VCRAC, what is it called, the CRAB, the committee that was set up to look into the petition by the NPP, for instance. Yeah. Clearly, these eminent people, without even questioning their skills, were tagged as being of party.
It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. We need to stop it. It's unhealthy.
All right.
Well, I think our democracy is emerging, and I am very proud when you just step outside this country, whether to the east, to the west, to the north. That is when you see the value of what we are building in this country in terms of tolerance. When you are within, you think that we are not doing well enough. And I am not sure there's anybody left in this country who has got political leaning, who hasn't spoken yet. Because there's nothing to be afraid of. Look, if insults kill people, the president would have been dead. If people are saying that I don't want to be insulted, that is why I don't want to. Anybody who says that, I don't know what you're talking about. The president would have been dead long time. Nana Akufo-Addo would have been dead. So if you have anything important to say that will help this country, don't hide behind, I don't want to be insulted. That's insult kill. Even this morning, there will be somebody watching me who doesn't like the shape of my nose, who would have been insulting me, but I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
I think we can all relate to that.
Do politicians have different,
You're a politician.
Do politicians have different hats?
They have thick skin.
No.
They have thick skin.
No, you see,
you're a politician. They are not politicians.
I'm glad with it. And I'm saying that whether you are a part of the clergy and so and so, of course, you don't have to declare I'm NDC or NPP. But when you have a situation where in the past, anything that happens which is seen as a bad news against government or my party, you see some people jump and make comment. When the same things happen on the other side, they pretend they have, in fact, they were outside of the country when it happened. But those things, you see, then if you're not going to comment at all, then don't comment. Oh, no. But when you make those comments,
you choose to comment on what you
want.
Fine,
exactly. So when you choose to make comments detrimental to NDC and the same magnitude of things happen in NPP, and you pretend you don't see, what else do you want us to call you? You understand? So, but that shouldn't stop you from talking. And I'm happy that in this country, even having this conversation here, in another country, we wouldn't have been leaving this studio without bodyguards. And I can assure my sister, nobody, I'm not aware that anybody will pick you up because you speak your mind. Of course.
Oh, she
I am sure. You see, that somebody said taking pictures of my sister. The truth is that in this country there are laws. If we want to legitimize the fact that my camera's lenses can point everywhere, then the day the cameras see you and I in an interesting position, even in our bedrooms, it's fair game. because people's balconies, people's gardens are still regarded as private properties. Sure. It's not about the distance. Then the fact is that the issue was not about the Mahindra. The issue was about another lie that those vehicles were meant for NCCE. Sure. Is NPP not going to buy vehicles? NPP in opposition will buy vehicles. All parties buy vehicles for party work. So the issue was not about the Mahindra.
How does that one become a criminal action?
But you are the lawyer. You can tell me.
Property.
Yeah. So I'm saying that. Are you saying that anybody who takes picture of you?
Wait a minute. The taking of pictures does not amount to any crime under a criminal code, whether Act 30 or Act 29. All right.
So people can do that.
You can only complain about breach of civil liberties.
Okay.
That is actionable in civil courts.
Well, I am saying that I am not.
That is civil. Wait.
But if you lie that somebody stole vehicles from NCC, should you not be invited to the question?
If you lie,
yes.
If you have lied,
yes.
Is it crime to lie?
Or is it legitimate to lie in this country?
Is it crime to lie?
You are the lawyer. Tell me if it's
is it crime to lie?
As far as I'm concerned,
wait a minute.
It's a crime to lie that somebody is a criminal. If the person is not.
No. Don't mix the two. You see, we have acts of conduct which will amount to crime. All right, which already has been prescribed by law, and we have acts and conduct when we do. Obviously, the person can find an action against you, whether in civil torts. So these are two different things. So the fact that you go and arrest somebody, put the person in incarceration for the simple reason that you're taking pictures, that is not a crime. There's no law in this country that says we take pictures of somebody, of vehicles.
It's not about the
vehicles.
It's about
a crime.
It's about
under the criminal code of Ghana. It's not crime.
It's about creating
so let's
a situation
the
that a whole party went and stole vehicles belonging to a state institution.
Nice.
That as far as I'm concerned, I've not been to law school. I think it's criminal to label people as thieves when you know they haven't stolen anything.
Let's make progress.
All right then.
I think this
thank you very much. Thank you very much, all of you. We have just about 9 minutes to wrap up. I know, right? I wanted
I'm
to
surprised
talk about
all the good things that happened yesterday in terms of
You mean the
healthcare in this
hospital?
country.
We
have found time to talk about other thing without telling people what we are doing
I don't want to
improve
repeat.
on the
I don't want to
health
repeat
system.
what I don't want to repeat what my director
I
just
will
told.
just tell you that
He
whatever
says
topic
good-
you bring
he
next,
says good news is
my
not good
response
news.
will be that I'll tell you what we are doing in healthcare, irrespective of the next topic.
Yeah,
All right. No. I mean, yesterday we all saw it. I mean, I saw, and I think was it the British
You didn't
minister
see all. We need
Africa
to explain further how
about-
that is going to make you and I.
That's campaigning. No,
How that
you
is
don't
gonna
choose
improve
the
health
stories.
and make the
But this is my
decision.
campaign platform.
Fortunately, you don't choose the topic. Fortunately, this is where my
But I have the right to
powers come in.
do, and
This is
I
where my
choose my
powers-
answers rightly.
This is where the two quick comments
She's a
about
judge.
what happened with Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. I think Volta region. He was supposed to give a lecture, and at some point they said he wasn't allowed. They will allow him to speak, and then it happens at UMAT yesterday as well. I mean that they hadn't, according to the school, they hadn't followed through with the processes. That's why he couldn't address the student. He's going on campuses to do that. For some, they see it as a deliberate attempt at halting his.
But the talk did come on, isn't it?
Yeah, eventually.
So why is it news then?
No, it's
No,
news
they
because
prevent him.
it's news
They
because
hold,
he was
they
prevented.
break.
He
In
was
fact, last night when I
prevented
read
giving
from
a
I think
talk.
CCFM online, they said it had not come on.
Okay.
It had not come
Did
on.
it? I think
The Volta one did come on.
No, I think the Takwa one did come on. If I'm
The mines,
if I'm not
mines,
mistaken.
mines.
Yes, I think it did come on.
What do you think about the heckling? What do you make of the heckling?
The
Heckling, the initial blockade.
I think that it's not necessary. You see, there's no need to create that kind of tension.
You haven't read it.
It's totally unnecessary. I think that tactically, for a political party in government, if you allow yourself to be perceived as blocking your opponents from, having their fair share of space to just speak their mind, it goes against you.
Okay.
That's just what I want people to understand.
Okay.
You see, you do this thing, it makes the government look, and I know.
Did you use the word as a political party? Did you
Can
hear NDC stop anybody?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
go ahead.
Can I finish?
Okay.
You see, you may say that it wasn't a political party, and you can choose to bury
But
your
the
head.
university
Can
said
I
they had
finish?
not,
You can
yes.
choose to bury your head in the sand that way. But we live in this
Wow.
country, and we know.
We don't bury our heads in the sand.
No, I'm not talking about you personally. I'm saying a general you. Please
Okay.
stop interjecting. I'm not attacking
Go ahead,
you.
go ahead, go ahead.
I'm saying that if you're a government in power and you allow this perception, do you understand? You allow this perception to grow.
How is this government
Because
thing?
it's happened twice.
Okay.
And it may not even be related to government at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But Dr.
That
Baumia
if-
and his team must follow the processes as well in the various
Absolutely, and
schools.
whoever invited them
Sure.
must make sure that
They
they,
do so.
follow the right processes so that these kind of embarrassing situations will not rise. All I'm saying is that when it happens, unfortunately, it helps feed a certain perception
Okay.
that the government is trying to stop opposition to. I'm not saying that's what the fact is. I'm saying a certain perception is created,
All right.
and it's not good for the government. Please,
Thank you, thank you, Mr.
Relax. Let me
Contact
finish
Budget.
my point. Then you will see
Actually,
that
we don't have
I
time,
mean
so
no
I
harm
want
at
to-
all.
All right, thank you.
yesterday.
About that, I actually wanted to move on to the BOG, that to be independent and also,
Yes.
to change
Absolutely.
a few months to elections.
Yes, Bridget.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
wanted you to actually comment on that.
Yes, I agree. But
Sorry.
Bridget, I come from a rural community.
Okay.
Half of the things we talked about here this morning hardly affect us.
Okay.
What affects us probably will be the fact that healthcare.
And
and I would
affects
plead
me.
that on behalf of the people who elect me, just
Okay.
explain to you the impact of what the example of which happened at Dodua yesterday. You see, in this country, we all cry many times that, for instance, when the so-called politicians or the rich people get sick, they go outside and seek medical help and leave us because they know that the healthcare system in this country is broken. We have a situation where, Bridget, for the first time, a government is investing $2 billion thereabout. Not Nkrumah, not a champion, no President Rawlings, no President Nkrumah has invested that amount of money. And what are we getting out of it? We are getting a world-class medical facilities dotted around this country. And I'm saying that, for instance, when you go to Dodowa, the level of design, construction, equipment you see at Dodowa...
It was all over the news. This is a political discussion.
Would not be different from what you see in any London hospital.
I guess it. Thank you very much.
And guess what?
Okay, thank you. But we think that President Muhammad did well. Yesterday
I'm going to talk about Baumia. I'm going to talk about
I know.
He's talking about...
hang on. I'm talking. Please, thank you very much. What I'm saying is that, yes, it was all over the news. We saw it yesterday on all our news
platforms. He didn't speak for me. All the things he spoke about are in the newspaper. Yes. But we are still talking about it.
Yes, but we chose... This is our political...
So if you ask a question, why don't you allow me to answer it the way I want?
The independence of the BOG is also important to us.
The independence of what?
BOG governor. So go ahead.
Yes, so let me conclude. Let me conclude by saying that by finishing these hospitals, what we are doing is ensuring that Ghanaians will be healthy. Ensuring that this morning, new people will get job at that hospital. Okay. Ensuring that this country stays healthy. And that is why I encourage my other colleagues to take us on these things. Okay. Can they do better? If they cannot do better, then they should say that we are on the right path of making Ghanaians' health better. Now you want us to go where? Independence of the governor. And that's 30 seconds because you already let me tell you. Gary will talk for 2 minutes. Independent of the this. And then some are saying that, the time. Hold on. Dr. Baumia said that when he was at Bank of Ghana, he was already a member of NPP. That's what he said when he was made Nana Akufo-Addo's running mate. Did he stop him from working? In any case, people were jumped. In fact, there were senior people in the bank who would have been made deputy governor. They didn't make them. They make Dr. Baumia a governor. So exactly what difference does it make when people say that Dr. How do you call it? The new governor is an NDC person. Dr. Baumia said, when I was a deputy governor, I was a member of NPP, but he served. So I think it's just a hue and cry for, and then it's of no sense. Let's find out whether this man is qualified in terms of experience, in terms of qualification, academics, to be able to do the work, and that should be the yes, exactly. Actually.
All right. See.
And the day we have a bit of time, maybe you should call some more qualified people to actually look into this qualification issue. Sure. I think that's the most important thing. Outside of that, we just hope that he works as an independent person and he doesn't allow himself to be influenced by, his appointing authority.
It's a quick one, and then you will wrap us up, right?
Bridget, I think that the Office of Bank of Ghana. That one, chair is mostly a political appointment, so there's no question about that. So if it's an NDC man, they put him there.
NPP man, they put him there.
It is material. What is important is that he can deliver, and ensure that ensure that this our the dollar CD parity ratio, which is now becoming a burden on us. Oh, of course. Now dollar is at 3.8, 3.9.
The CD stabilized.
3.8, 3.9 stable. It should come down to 3.0. Why 2.5? Why not? Why not?
Was that what you
why not? What did really when they were taking over? Let me make the point and go. Now, Dr. Baumia's movements to invest, which is being stopped. I think that these things are quite unfortunate. You see, basically, what we must all understand is that investors themselves have their own internal regulations that guides their conduct and everything. If the person had informed them, giving you notice on the way there, I don't see the point when somebody or certain faces are saying that we won't allow you access or we will allow you access. See, when you do that kind of thing, and they want to change blows, the way it's blowing so, it's the magnitude of the force. It's coming such a way that if you are not careful when it blows, and an NDC is no more, this official who is now in office, that you think they will maintain you? So I think. So you are threatening the guy. I am telling you that that's why it's necessary to try to do this kind of things. Allow the man to come and talk. Why? The fact that he comes there and talks to the students does not mean that the students are going to vote for the party. They want to listen. They listen to him. They can make their own informed choices. So let the man come in. Let him talk. Okay. When he finishes, let him go. Okay. That's all.
Quick one. Don't interfere. He's also been accused when he goes to the places like Central University.
Yes.
That he also uses that platform only to lambast governments and all of that. So maybe some.
Not that. He feels at home. You see, the man is an academic. He's an academic. He comes to lecture. Let him lecture. Academic independence is governed by the Constitution of Ghana. Freedom of conscience. Let him come and lecture and let him go. people have the right to now take informed choices and make it and say, well, we think that what you are saying, you are right, you're wrong.
Okay.
Bottom line, do not prevent the man from having access to these universities.
All right, thank you. I'd like to thank all of you. I call Mr. MP for Adaklu.
So
yes.
I didn't make any comment about
what?
Bawumia.
No, you expected to talk about healthkware, which was important to your constituency. So thank you very much.
You know
Member of Parliament for Adaklu, Kwame Agboja is MP for Adaklu. Also, Gary Nimako is a legal practitioner and good lawyer defending NDC when NPP. He says, I think it's a very good move. And also Kathleen Addy is a communications expert. They are our.
I want to know which animal he will be this morning.
They are our. You know, our platform is way. You know, we.